Hello, and welcome to the Hail Mary Joe 2 TD Score Show. I'm your host, Jose, and I'd like to welcome you to Week 10. We're going to do a quick review for Thursday night's game since that was such a dud. I had two players, one from each team, $1 on each of them to score 2 TDs, and $1 on the SGP. There were only 2 TDs, one scored for each team, so we had no luck there. So now we're going to go off to this week. Now I want you to know that this is what I do. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not authorized to do that, but I am authorized to tell you exactly how I'm betting and what I'm betting it on and how much I'm spending. And of course, please remember that if you do decide to gamble, please only gamble what you can afford to lose. Okay, that's the golden rule. So we're going to go with, today we're going to have one ticket of 4 players. All for everybody's for 2 TDs. One ticket of 4 players, betting the 1s, 2s, and 3s, 50 cents on each. Total cost of the ticket is going to be $7 on that one. And then I have 3 tickets of 3 players, all for 2 TDs, at a total of $3.50, betting the 1, 2s, and 3. So for the first ticket, we're going to have Mark Andrews for Baltimore at 2 TDs at 12-1. Now, I mean, in the last 3 games, he's been 17 of 21 for 183 yards and 3 TDs. His best game of the year was in Week 4 against Cleveland, where he had 5 catches for 80 yards and 2 TDs. Now, at certain times, certain players in certain years will dominate certain teams. And you know what? Mark Andrews could be dominating Cleveland this year in both the games that they have, and I really do like his chances. And you know what? That's why I'm sticking with him at 12-1. So the next player I have on this ticket for player number 2 on ticket number 1 is going to be TJ Hawkinson from Minnesota, 2 TDs at 18-1. Now in the last 3 games, he's been 24 for 33 catches. He's got 243 yards and 1 TD. New Orleans has had a receiver that has scored 2 TDs on them already this year. And I mean, with the quarterback situation, I think that the new quarterback that they have has had a chance to have a full week of practice, and hopefully a big connection has been up there to his big receiving tight end. So that's what we have. Now we have Sam Laporta for Detroit, 2 TDs, and he's paying 18-1. So, I mean, Sam Laporta in the last 3 games been 18 for 28, 145 yards, and 1 TD. Now, LA Chargers has had a receiver score 2 TDs on them, and I like Detroit to throw the ball on this team. You know, that's where I think they're going to get all their yardage and all their points. You know, so that's why I'm going with Sam Laporta. Plus, he's also, next to Amon St. Brown, he's the number 2 receiver on the team. So the next player that I have is going to be Dalton Schultz for Houston, 2 TDs at 14-1. Now Cincinnati has been having quite a few injury stuff, and all their players are not paying hardly anything for 2 TDs. It's disgusting. So anyways, Dalton Schultz in the last 3 games has been 16 for 23. He's had 196 yards and 2 TDs. He's been able to see the touchdowns in the last couple of weeks, so I like that to continue. And heaven knows, Houston and CJ Stroud are on a tear, just keeping everything close and keeping themselves in the game, and I think that they could do the same this week. So that was for ticket number 1, Mark Andrews. For Baltimore, we had TJ Hawkinson for Minnesota, we have Sam Laporta for Detroit, and we have Dalton Schultz for Houston. So now we're off to ticket number 2. So the first player I have on ticket number 2 is going to be DeAndre Hopkins for Tennessee, 2 TDs at 11-1. Tampa last week had 321 yards on 4 TDs scored against them, against 3 players only. I mean, CJ Stroud had 470 yards at the end of the game. So there's always a great opportunity for that to continue. And I think that that in the last 3 games, DeAndre Hopkins has been 9 for 22, 208 yards, and 3 TDs. He's the number 1 receiver, and he is going to get first looks and all the looks for that team. So DeAndre Hopkins for Tennessee, 2 TDs at 11-1. DK Metcalf for Seattle, 2 TDs at 10-1 is the second player on ticket number 2. Now, Metcalf is good to go. He's been dealing with a bit of an injury, but he's been playing, but, he hasn't had a great thing. Great stats over the last couple of weeks, but in the last 3 games, he's been 9 for 22, 208 yards, and he's had 3 TDs in that. So he didn't have any TDs last week. I expect him to score some this week, and he is getting hot compared to the injury. So he should be getting more looks, more chances, and better opportunities. So the third player I have for ticket number 2 is going to be Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco. So the good news is Debo is back. And I think that with Debo back, less attention is paid on Brandon, which gives him more opportunities and more chances. Now in the last 3 games, he's been 14 of 25 for 242 yards, okay? San Francisco also has to have more than CMC, Christian McCaffrey, scoring for them to win, and heaven knows they've been a bit of a slide, so they're going to try and change that around. So the next ticket I have is ticket number 3, is going to be Aaron Jones for Green Bay Packers, 2 TDs at 16-1. For the number 1 running back at that price, I can't pass it up. He's the healthiest he's been since week 1. He's facing the 29th ranked run defense. So, in the last 3 games, he's had 35 carries for 137 yards and 1 TDs. He's had 11 catches out of 16 targets for 65 yards. He's going to be a great option, and he's going to get his opportunities. So that and there is going to be just amazing at 16-1. The next player I have is Breece Hall for the New Jersey Jets, 2 TDs at 7-1. Yeah, he's facing the 31st ranked run defense. In the last 3 games, he's been 40 carries for 106 yards, 1 TD. He's been 15 of 18 catches for 140 yards and 1 TDs. He's doing it both in the run game and the pass game for the Jets. He is next to Garrett Wilson. They're weapon number 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, I guess, because I think Breece Hall is really weapon number 1, and he's going to get his chances, and he's going to have an opportunity. I mean, it's just that simple. Without Breece Hall doing anything in that game, the Jets can't do anything in that game. So expect a big game from Breece Hall, and expect a close game from the Jets. They always do keep it close. So the next player I have, he's the second highest player I have as odds total. And the reason why I'm taking him is that he's facing the 15th ranked defense in Dallas, but it's going to be Saquon Barkley for the New York Giants at 2 TDs at 20-1. In the last 3 games, he's had 73 carries for 295 yards. He's had 9 of 13 catches for 64 yards and 1 TD. Who's going to be the Giants QB? Well, DeVito, I guess. But there's no way that the Giants are going to be into this game unless they are able to run the ball, and that's all up to Saquon. I mean, it's just the way it is. And he's going to get an opportunity if they can get into the red zone. It's going to be just that simple. So that's it there. Now we're off to the last ticket of the day, and it's going to be the following players. It's going to be Marquise Brown for Arizona at 2 TDs at 16-1. Now, Kyle Murray is back, so he'll be looking for his number 1 target. And in the last 3 games, Marquise has been 13 of 24, 106 yards and 1 TD. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that, and hopefully he's going to come through for us. Next player I have is Michael Pittman Jr., I guess, for Indy. 2 TDs at 14-1. He's facing the 21st ranked pass defense. In the last 3 games, he's been 18 for 26, 187 yards and 2 TDs. He's the number 1 receiver on that team. He's going to get the chances in the red zone, and heaven knows he can score. The last player I have on this ticket is going to be Courtland Sutton for Denver at 2 TDs at 22-1, facing the 14th ranked pass defense. In the last 3 games, he's been 12 for 15, 151 yards and 3 TDs. That's 1 per game. So I expect him to get another one for this game, and hopefully 2. Between him and Jerry Jeudy, the whole Denver aspect ever since they beat Green Bay has been on an upswing, and they've been playing better ball. So I think that Denver can try and make this game somewhat competitive and be in the hunt for points, and I think Courtland Sutton is going to be that player to give them that opportunity. So let's go over our 4 tickets. Okay, so we're going to have on ticket number 1 4 players. It's going to be Mark Andrews for Baltimore. It's going to be TJ Hawkinson for Minnesota. It's going to be Sam Laporta for the Detroit Lions, and it's going to be Dalton Schultz for Houston. So that's ticket number 1. Ticket number 2 is going to be DeAndre Hopkins for Tennessee. It's going to be DK Metcalf for Seattle, and it's going to be Brandon Ayuk for San Francisco. So on ticket number 3, we have the following 3 players. Aaron Jones for Green Bay, Breece Hall for New Jersey Jets, and we have Saquon Barkley for New York Giants. So last ticket is ticket number 4. We have Marquise Brown for Arizona. We have Michael Pittman for Indianapolis, and we have Courtland Sutton for Denver. So please, enjoy the games. Gamble responsibly if you do decide to gamble, and remember, this is not financial advice, strictly what I'm doing. Have fun, enjoy the games. I'll be back Thursday for a review of Sunday to Monday, and please, one other thing, if you decide to have any interaction with me, please get to me on X or Twitter. X is its proper name, and at Hail Mary Joe 2 TD Scores. I'll gladly answer your questions. Give me feedback. Tell me what you think, what you don't think, and everything else. I'm available to answer your questions. Enjoy the games. Have fun, and I'll see you on Thursday.